Hey there, it's Denise, and this is Pose of the Week. Our pose today is Dolphin Pose. And I love this posture because it teaches us so many functional things. So one, it's very strengthening for the shoulders and arms, so it makes a great pose for arm inversions and headstand and postures like that. But it also teaches us how to connect the arms and shoulders into the core, and then the legs into the hips and core. So you'll hear my cues as I guide my students. So I give people the option to lace the fingers and plant the forearms on the mat, or they can open their hands. If, say, they're working on forearm stand or something like that, they might want to do that. But today I'm going to lace my fingers, tuck my toes, and come up into the pose. I always tell people they can be in whichever stance they want. So if you're going into a single leg dolphin pose like I'm about to do, I prefer a slightly shorter stance if you're able. It's fine if you can't quite get your heels all the way down, not to worry. So the first thing I'm going to address is the shoulder and arm position. So as I press down into my hands and my forearms, I'm going to push them toward the front of the mat. You can see if I activate that way, I'm going to actually get into a bit more of a flexed shoulder position. So this is less flexion at the shoulder, and this is more flexion. So that's why it's a good prep pose for arm balances. It gets me into that flexed shoulder position, and I can work on strengthening there. Then I'm going to pick one foot and lift the other leg up. This again is just enabling me to load my upper body a little bit more. You could even come up on purpose on your back toes and load the upper body more. So now I'm connecting this foot I'm standing on into my core, and connecting this leg that I've lifted and keeping it really strong and active, and I'm connecting it into my core. Forearms and shoulders connecting really strongly into core. Everything's connecting, and then I'll switch sides, and right away I want to reestablish that very strong connection. And then if possible, I want to keep that connection as I bring my foot down and come back with feet on the ground. And then I usually give my students a little break, and then we do iteration 2, and that is the dolphin push-up. So I'll quickly get into that. Setup is the same, except I'm going to take a longer stance. So I walk my feet out, I still push down into my forearms and press toward the front of the mat, and then I just come forward and down, pushing my arms away and pulling them back as I come into this hollow body shape. Pushing forward and coming back. So then we can do 5 or 10 or however many you want to, but that is a very strengthening action for the shoulders, for the arms, and it's connecting the whole body into the core, which you really, really need if you're going to start doing inversions. So really great pose. I recommend working on that posture every day, or at least 5 times a week if you're going to start doing inversions. Super valuable for that. So thank you so much for joining me today, and enjoy. Bye for now.